What do you think? Let's look at this for a second. Let's look at the legendary cards specifically. We'll look at regular foil specifically, and we'll just look at the full list of all legendaries that exist in the game. And we'll look, and we'll ask, like what ones. Actually, I'm gonna look at Chaos, Untamed Dice, and Reward. And I want to talk about what legendary monsters are must-have for the modern league. And so some of these won't be applicable because some of these are going to be old reward cards. But which ones are must-have? And I want to be cognizant of budget. So thinking it through, not just saying like obviously all of them would be great, but thinking it through and being like, you know, on a modest budget, which ones really are must-have? Because some are going to be, and some are going to be, you can pass, I think.
I think Uriel and Grum. Probably Oceanus, I could see. Those three are just like big tanks that can take like anything.
Do you feel or Uriel is that powerful even at, say, silver?
But at silver, I think is where he does shine.
Is that right?
Like bare minimum. In bronze, I don't think he really shines. In silver, that heal that he just gets every single turn, I think is really what he needs.
Does he get the heal? He gets the heal in silver?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We talked about this yesterday where what does recharge need? It needs time.
Mm-hmm.
The heal gives him that, or you have someone who's just ridiculously tanky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he also has a really good amount of HP along with the armor on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you throw the heal on top of that for the sustain.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's buying him more time.
I really like Oceanus. I think you said Grum. I think they're both exceptional and they really are must-haves, especially for their price point. Even Grum at $13 to me is worth that. Now, it could go down a little more. I feel like this could fall to 10 and I wouldn't be too surprised. I feel like Oceanus is probably pretty close to the floor. If this fell down to 4, I'd be really surprised. Really, really surprised. And it used to be 60, so I feel like this for me is absolutely whatever level you're playing at. Even I would buy a few extra copies. That's how I feel about it. Grum is, I would probably get, you know, if I was in silver, I'd probably get 3 copies at that price. I wouldn't maybe even wait.
It's amazing in silver.
He's so good at every level, man. He's so good. And like we've said, like you just said with Uriel, even if he isn't landing kills, he will, despite his speed, he'll land some kills. But even if he's not, he's so resilient that he's going to allow your back line to do what they need to do, which is part of the battle in this game. So those are 2 for me also. I'm not sure I throw Uriel in there. I like it, but I find, at least at the higher levels, I find him underwhelming. I really don't see any reason to spend, like, I think you cap him at level 3 and just forget the extra. Who cares about a redemption? I mean, yeah, redemption can be nice, but I don't.
Worth doubling the price, probably not.
No, and the best play for redemption is what we've seen with death, is how, you know, it's in those low mana matches where they weaken you and then the redemption drops and kills you, which is awesome. But that's not going to happen in a mana match that's like playing 11 Uriel. You're going to be playing, this is like you play Uriel when there's 30, 40, 50, 60 mana, and that's not going to, the redemption's not going to move the needle. So, but
real quick before we continue, for me, I'm thinking about these cards strictly in terms of silver.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it all through, just like I'm trying, because even if you're in silver, silver is the target. Let's think of it that way. Silver will be the target. But even if you're playing silver today, you probably ought to be thinking long run how you might grow your deck into gold or beyond. And if you aren't, you should start, because this game is going to allow you to do that with your time and attention. So start thinking it through and understanding that there are certain key levels for certain important cards that would be worth considering, if not pulling the trigger on. Yeah,
if we're talking diamond, I do not think Uriel is one of those characters, because at that point so many other creatures out there are hitting like a truck. And aside from the heal, he doesn't have any way to give that defense.
I really, really like Dr. Blight. I think Dr. Blight is honestly one of the most powerful cards in the game. And
He is crazy.
he helps me win so often. And when I lose, it's almost always because my opponent had Dr. Blight out there. The the camouflage with the scavenge, by the time he gets discovered at the first position, he's going to have 10 or 12 hit points. It's like so often the case. Well, maybe, 8 or 9 hit points. So
When I first saw that he had that scavenger, I was like, meh. But then the more you play with the card or see the card, and it's like scavenger gets him to like 12 HP, and he's just the last one alive. It's ridiculous.
And then the affliction is so nice because heal is one of the things that can really counteract your poison. And so poison is one of his main damage deals, but then the affliction works so perfectly with that. And the camouflage that you can't even discover him until it's way too late. He's already gigantic beast mode. I think he's honestly one of the most powerful cards in the game. And I've discovered it. I thought he'd be good, but I feel like he's amazing. And so I don't know that I would say I want to buy a $300 card, but I might say $100 one copy for even at silver level.
Yeah.
And then again,
I think he becomes amazing in silver at level 2 though. Because
And
now
then
you're
ag-
throwing the poison.
and then again, I might say, nah, he's too expensive.
Yep.
But I love Jin Bilka because again,
Hello.
camouflage, weaken, those are two of the same abilities. And then he's gonna match up with Obsidian, which is gonna make him for silver. You're gonna do 3 magic damage and be undiscoverable. It's like the only way he dies is with magic reflect, and of course that's a problem. But for this cost, it's just a no-brainer. If you're using Obsidian, this is the card you must buy.
And then whatever colors you do play, say you're limiting yourself to 3, whether it's for budget or whatever, the Fiend. You have to pick up the Fiends.
Yeah, you
for
do.
whatever colors.
You need to have the Fiend, at least one BCX of it. And if you're playing in Diamond, it's worth it to get the 11 to get the bonuses. But if you're playing in Silver, just one is fine. Carlo, you read my mind, my dude. He says Queen Mycelia for me. This is one that it's gotta be in the conversation at least. It's absolutely one of the most definitive support monsters in the game today with Protect, Amplify, Triage, and Rush. That package, not to mention that it's going to be doing 2 magic damage with your Obsidian, is very reasonable for a support monster. Amplify is so huge because of the synergies with Green, with Mylor, and with some of the magic reflect monsters that are out there, such as the Failed Summoner, which is a very meta tank for the Green team. This
And you
card
also look at how many neutral monsters do you have that also have some form of reflect damage.
or Thorns. Yeah. He's right. Queen Mycelia is definitely. Again, it's gonna. All of this conversation would depend on which splinters you currently run, which summoners you currently have. But this card, if you're playing green, this card has to be in the conversation, even though it's at $25 or whatever. That card is too good, and it starts being good right away. By the way, just 1 BCX is great, but if you can get up to Amplify level 2 for silver, you're going to be very pleased. And if you're playing in gold, Triage is a huge bonus. So every round, I feel like this is well balanced so that every round you really do. If you're playing at that next level, you're going to want to upgrade it. You're not going, unlike the Uriel where I was saying, nah, I'm just going to cap it there.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, here's the problem. I love most of these legendaries, but I think so far we've done a good job of covering what would be reasonable from a cost standpoint and analyzing it from like cost reward. I would say one that's maybe worth splurging on. I might try to say, looking at this, like $500 for this to me seems, now that's a lot of money. But this card is so powerful at the higher levels. If you play this game at Diamond in particular, this card is amazing. I win so many games because of this card. And it's an excellent tank, but it's also an excellent distraction because of the taunt. So it's got Void, it's got Scavenge, it's got Flying, it's got Magic Reflect. All of that the whole package works so well together as a distraction against your enemy. You can divide their attack and focus fire on a card you don't even really care about, putting it in the 6th position. And the fact that it's got Void, you can put Silence on your team, and then you're gonna make this Void so much more effective. And then any sort of damage that does get through is gonna reflect back to your enemy. The Scavenge helps keep it alive. 1 triage is enough usually because it's got 13 hit points. It's not cheap, but this is one of the best cards for death, one of the best tanks for death, in my opinion, across all Splinter. But is this a modern? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's good. So that would be modern. I mean, they're all good, but those are probably my tops. Oh my goodness, no, I gotta say this one. The Vigilator. The Vigilator is too good because it's not only double strike, it's quadruple strike because of the archer and the melee. And so it's got good speed, it's got great DPS, it's got a good amount of hit points. And if you put it in those opportunity, equal opportunity or super sneak rule sets, you're going to be able to attack 4 times per turn. And it's got thorns also, by the way, and the poison. This thing is a wrecking ball.
I love Diamond Dragon so much.
Me too.
Wait, he's almost $100? BCX? What?
Is this mine? Yeah, I bought this one and I listed it, I guess.
Holy wow.
I think I bought this card for 300 and I listed it for, I think I bought it for 280 and I listed it for 600, and it's not currently winning or whatever, but
yeah.
You know, if it doesn't sell, I'm happy. I have two copies of this thing. One of my main one is maxed out and I use it all the time. And then this one.
One up when it was around like $53. And I'm like, this is a great price. And now look at this monster.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Jumper. Beautiful.
Kraken. I remember when this card was 90 cents per BCX.
Oh, Luke wants you to say, back in my day, cards were less than a penny.
Luke, you're such an a-hole. That's so funny. That's so funny. That makes me laugh. I gotta hang out with him more often. He always cracks me up.
Yeah.
The lions. The lions. He's doing the lion thing where they're donating lions to him.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, he got that done on day 9.
That's so crazy. 1,000 lions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, Chuni agrees. Mycelia with Amplify. Legionnaire, he says, also with the Hireling. Yeah, that's a good call. Legionnaire's got that giant killer. It's a really powerful card. I don't mess around with it very much, Chuni, but I definitely agree. It's very, very strong. AFK says yes, time and attention. I really think long term, and I may be the turtle in the race, but I'm going to finish the first. Yeah, man, I love that. AFK Arena, I love that. It's not even about finishing first. It's like it's just that you understand that there's value at the end, and you're going to keep going, even if you're running the marathon at 4 hours. You're going to get there. And I really think anyone who's taking this game seriously now is going to have an opportunity for life-changing wealth. And that's not because it's magic. It's not because you're special. It's because you're paying attention at a moment when most people in the world aren't. Have we grown a lot? Yeah, we have grown a lot. We have not even close to growing where we could grow. And you just look at Axie if you want to have an understanding of what that could look like.